Welcome. We are here at the legal law offices of Stewart Law Offices with Brent Stewart. He is, of course, the founding attorney here. And, hard to believe that we're coming into the holidays and the end of 2025 already. How does that affect the practice of law?
Well, the holidays slow down the practice of law in one direction and speed it up in another.
Right.
Let me kind of be specific here. So from Thanksgiving through January 6th, it is hard to get things scheduled.
Sure.
Lawyers are off work, paralegals are off work, the experts are off work. So getting depositions scheduled, get anything done like that takes forever.
And I'm assuming even getting things scheduled in the courts doesn't really happen.
And the court schedules, they get more days off than the businesses.
Right.
So it's hard to get even in front of a judge.
Yeah.
So everything is moving slower in that direction as litigation and court stuff with cases.
So if people have a pending case, they need to just maybe try and take a breath and enjoy their holidays too.
And breathe.
And realize that that's what's happening.
And what's terrible about that is that's when people really start to notice the financial woes. Because if you have kids, you don't have any money. So, it's great the courts are shut down and everyone's having great meals around big trees. People that are injured don't always have that luxury.
Right.
Now, balancing that on the other side, insurance companies love to close their books by the end of the year. So during this time of year, the courtroom and the depositions and everything are going slower, but sometimes negotiations are going faster.
And maybe even, you said a second ago, I think you said maybe even a bigger settlement.
I think sometimes during the end of the year, when they're trying to close their books, like that's just me and what I've seen over the last 30 years. And over 30 years, like years ago, I definitely saw the holidays settling faster.
Okay.
It's a little bit different now, and I'm not quite sure what made those changes because the insurance companies, they don't tell me a whole lot. They don't like to tell me a whole lot.
Right.
But I still think I see things moving quicker toward the end of the year. People want to close their books.
And so if you have a client that's maybe in that process, you're going to tell them to keep an open mind and kind of be ready to maybe make a decision.
Yes.
If that comes through.
So, we never make a demand without talking to the client.
Of course.
We never make a counter demand without talking to the client. We clear everything through with them. All right. So that's important to make sure. But answer your attorney when they call over this time of the year, because maybe they're calling to start doing negotiations and you want to strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what are you seeing for the Stewart Law Offices as you go into 2026, as we start this new year and wrap up 2025?
You mean like a New Year's resolution for Stewart Law Offices?
Sure, maybe. Why not?
I think if there's one thing that every law firm can do better, I think client contact. I tell my attorneys over and over, call your clients every 2 weeks. Maybe I need to put that into something that I can see that they get that done. But it's the number one lawyer complaint, and I can see how that goes. People are, like I said, say over and over, they're afraid, they need money, they can't feed their family. And a call goes a long way to making people feel better. So I'd say for 2026, if we're going to do one thing, we are going to work on client communication. This year we started something called case status, which helps us correspond with our clients better. We've had some clients say that we're in touch too much, which to me is, while they're complaining,
that might be a good problem to have.
I still find it good.
Yeah.
So if Santa Claus does anything for me this year, I want to make my lawyers and staff keep in better contact with my clients.
Well, and speaking of contact, as we kind of wrap this up, you can be in contact 24 hours a day, which I think is something that is worth repeating, because that doesn't happen too often, I don't think, with a law firm. I could be incorrect, but I've not heard a lot of that.
If you need a lawyer on Christmas Eve and you dial 866-STEWART, I will bet you will get me directly. So, people are often surprised when I'm like, hey, I'm Brent Stewart. I'm the owner of the firm. Why am I taking calls at night?
Right.
I think it's that important. Be there when people need you.
Yeah. And I think that's really a great trait of the Stewart Law Offices. So thank you for being with us this year. We've enjoyed all of your insights, and we'll look forward to some more next year.
Perfect. Thank you.